What's up, everyone? It's Rod Rodriguez here from the After Action Review podcast, and this is three takeaways. This is three takeaways from episode 25 with Brad Clark, CEO and founder of Via Artisans. Now, guys, this is one of those companies that wants to take the values back to the root, back to the small town, back to family. And that's what they're doing. We're talking about a family business that is making handcrafted furniture, stuff around for your house. And these are things that are gonna last you a lifetime. This is something you're gonna be able to pass on to your children. So really, this is about tradition, which leads us to takeaway number one.
Say that I grew up in a family of craftsmen. You know, my father was a mechanic by trade. He was an auto technician. And so I grew up in the shadow, if you will, of a master craftsman. And I would watch him build things in the garage, or as in our family, we call it the shop. And I would watch him, build these pieces of furniture. So I kind of grew up with the idea of, if you need something built or you want something, you just build it yourself. And if you don't know how to build it, then you figure out how to do it.
Some of the most talented people I've ever met with the ability to work with their hands, making, fixing, creating things from scratch have been veterans. Now you're probably thinking, oh, I'm not really into that, like selling thing. I'm okay with building some things. It's a hobby. But I'm telling you, your hobby might be your calling in life, which leads us to takeaway number two.
Over the last 5 years, it's become a little bit more than just a hobby. So it became something that I decided, this isn't just a phase of my life. I'm not just going to be, a good enough woodworker to build a couple cabinets I need around the house. I came to the realization that this was something that, I was talented at, I had a gift for. I'm by far, by no means am I the best in the world at, but it became one of those things in life where I think I'm going to dedicate my life to this. If I look down the road, I can see myself 30, 40 years from now, still waking up on a Saturday morning and going out to the workbench with a cup of coffee.
Entrepreneurs often have a desire to be in charge of their own destiny, but they're not sure how to do that or even which direction to go in terms of starting a business. You may have 1,000 ideas floating around your head, and obviously you can't just go and do every single one of them or start picking them out of the sky and going, well, I'll do that, I'll do this, I'll do that. You have to think about what it is that you want to do and think about it carefully and be smart about it. There's a lot about chase your passion, but you have to do that tempered with some patience and some intelligence and some research. So really, you have to think about what you're going to do before you invest the time, the energy, and the money into it, which leads us to takeaway number three.
I needed the right idea that I was passionate about enough and that was feasible enough to sustain. I could have come up with an idea that I was only passionate about, but if I didn't think critically on it, it could have just been a flash in the pan kind of idea, and I would have gotten down the road and realized, well, I may be passionate about this, but it's not really all that realistic.
All right, that was three takeaways from episode 25 with Brad Clark of Via Artisans. Guys, you have to go visit this website. It is one of the most beautiful websites, one of the most, I don't know, it's like a small town feel in a website, if that makes any sense. I'm telling you, just go visit their website. You will learn some really cool things about your cutting board that you did not know. I promise you didn't know this about cutting boards. There you have some wonderful blogs, amazing photographs, and it's just a great story. Guys, go visit the website. Check out episode 25 of the After Action Review podcast. We're bringing it back to some small town values at the podcast, at the After Action Review podcast. All right, so make sure you click the links below. I will see you at episode 25.